Welcome back to Film Spire. Today we'll talk about 4 of the most disgusting Dr. Pimple Popper moments ever. Let's head into it. Number 4. Toothpaste.
So like we talked about, cysts are just, it's called an epidermoid cyst. It contains wet.
Plenty of subscribers in Dr. Pimple Popper's legion of popaholics. Watch for a quick gasp, but pay attention to Sandra Lee's social media stream, and you do learn quite a bit about dermatology in a particularly chatty new Instagram video. The TLC host gives a good rundown of a common kind of cyst. It's called an epidermoid cyst. Lee explains as she slices into a ping-pong-sized mass in a woman's back. It contains wet skin cells, or the technical term for it is macerated keratin. Epidermoids have a wall of dead skin cells that burrow deeper into the skin, instead of casting off as dead skin cells usually do. The cells secrete macerated keratin, allowing them to grow, sometimes slowly, over years. Epidermoid cysts have made numerous appearances in Lee's videos because of their squeezability, the tugging and slicing inherent in operating on the wall, and the gooey innards. They make great Dr. Pimple Popper fodder. In the newly uploaded clip, Lee squeezes the cyst, getting a rush of white toothpaste-like goo through an incision. She then uses scissors and tongs to make a few raids into the opening, pulling out several chewed gum-looking lumps. As for what causes epidermoid cysts to form, no one knows, but Lee also explains the risk factors. It happens in anybody, but I think some people who are more prone for acne or have more oily skin tend to be more prone to it. It happens in any hair-bearing part of the body. Number 3. Gummy worms. In her newest Instagram video, Dr. Sandra Lee uses a split screen, that old school trick that every AV club nerd learned in high school, to show multiple pops at once. It looks like Lee squeezing some pink growths on both the right and left arm of their patient. There's no surgical incision, just Dr. P's magic hands applying pressure and releasing streams of buttery goo in stereo. The silent video cuts the scene of Lee squashing down on yet another cyst on the poor gent's face, which seems to carry multiple scars from extractions. The contents of facial cysts come in one gummy worm-like shape, pink and yellow. While acne is a common life experience, an individual cysts can develop from a clogged oil gland or burrowed in bit of a dead skin. The development of several large pus-filled cysts is usually the result of an underlying condition, like steatocystoma multiplex. The condition varies in severity, and there is some evidence it's genetic. There's no treatment other than surgical removal of cysts, once they become too unsightly and painful. Luckily, this guy is in capable hands. Number 2. Never-ending noodle cyst.
Let's see here. I just know it's gonna get me here. Hold on a second.
In her latest Instagram video, Dr. P gets after a cyst that just won't quit. Set to the remix of Song Friday by Nightcrawlers and Written, Dr. P applies a little pressure before what looks like a long noodle comes pouring out. The cyst was already slightly open, so just the smallest squeeze led to voluminous results. It's Friday, just have to squeeze through today, and then it's time for the weekend. The doctor captioned the video, "I love this because I just love a pun. I'm not the only one who was shocked by the shape and sheer amount of gunk that came out of the cyst." Commenters were quick to weigh in with their own comparisons. If you don't know already, Dr. P loves to name her pops with food. We had a Taco Tuesday cyst, the cheese stick pillar cyst, and the grits and chive cyst. So it's no surprise that popaholics were quick with the names for this monster. Looks like a wiggly worm, wrote one man, but others are merely excited for the weekend, myself included. I love satisfactory squeeze any day of the week, but it really does add to the beautiful Friday feeling. Happy Halloween, fellow pimple freaks. Number 1. A jelly oatmeal cyst.
Wow.
I'm gonna squeeze you here, but you shouldn't feel anything. Just feel me squeezing you.
Alright.
Whenever she removes a cyst, the dermatologist always devotes time to finding the ultimate food comparison. She's removed a never-ending noodle cyst, a bloomin' onion cyst, a cheese stick cyst, and a grits and chive cyst. And in her new YouTube video, she took on a golf ball-sized epidermoid cyst on the back of her new patient, and she aptly compared it to jelly oatmeal. "I see oatmeal in these epidermoid cyst contents. What do you see?" she wrote in the video's caption. As Dr. P makes an oval-shaped incision to slice the cyst open, the patient mentions she's had it for approximately 2 years. Dr. P then uses what looks like a pair of hemostat scissors to snip away a bit of the skin covering the cyst, and she starts to squeeze. As she does, a massive amount of grayish-white gunk comes spewing out. It's like, what are you going to call that, guys? It looks like an old chicken noodle soup? Coagulated soup? I don't know. You'll take a look and see. What do you think? Says Dr. P. One of her assistants says oatmeal, to which Dr. P comments, "It looks like an Asian jelly dish. It's like a jelly." Once she squeezes the contents, she works on the sack. "You're going to be a new man," says Dr. P. "It's like a piece of toilet paper wadded up in here. I hope you're not offended by my description. It makes it a little less serious and scary." She keeps working on getting the sack out, and she knows that it looks like a prude. Finally, she gets the sack out in one big piece, leaving behind a big hole where the cyst once lived. Dr. P then works sewing him up, and her Popaholics are totally obsessed. Epic. This one deserves a spot in the SAG Hall of Fame, one fan wrote. It's never the stuff that the sis is made of that makes me feel woozy, rather than the gaping hole left behind. And yet I cheer every time, another commented. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.